Hello there, fellow humans. There is a new tank in WoT Blitz, and unfortunately, because of Wargaming's greediness, is in crates again. Well, I mean, look at this. They even say it may also include the WZ-122 TM. So basically, it's not a tank crate; it's a booster crate with a chance of a tank. After purchasing this bundle, you can grab 3 for free. Sure, no, you're not getting anything free. So the thing is, you do get a bit of gold here. Obviously, the 10k is going to be extremely rare. Let's have a look. Gold, as you can see, 1.5% right here, and even the 100 gold is only 6%. So cool. So basically, obviously, the crates are not worth it ever. Crates are dumb. So instead, let's look at the tank. If it is worth it, if it comes in the shop in a couple of months, because it definitely will. And problem is, most likely it will be overpriced then as well. So let's have a look, and then after that, let's play a tank that is basically the same. So let's take a look at Blitz does here, and what you can immediately see is that it does have more penetration than the regular Chinese medium tanks, which is quite a nice thing. You know, you have almost 20mm more. However, obviously the camera does have better penetration and also better alpha damage right here. Now, it has APCR as standard ammo, which is quite nice. The premium ammo is heat, which then ends up with the same penetration as the T-34-3 there, so nothing remarkable there. Again, now, aim time, dispersion, nothing remarkable again. Look at the T-34-3's aim time, just mad. However, the movement dispersion is quite good, and it's the same as the camera, but it is quite worse than the Type 59 right here, and the gun depression is 7 degrees, which is the same as the Type 59 again, and obviously worse than the Chimera's 10. And the mobility is where this thing falls down quite a lot. Look at this effective power to weight ratio, it's only 12.9, whereas here it's 20.3, or with the Chimera, which already isn't the fastest of tanks, it's 17.7. So there's that. Also, the traverse speed is quite bad compared to the T-34 and the Type 59, which, to be fair, aren't really buyable tanks, or buy-worthy tanks, I'd say. While the Chimera, I think, is. So, yeah, best to compare it to that. And so far, it's losing quite a lot. And then at the armor, and nothing remarkable there. But let's take a look at Armor Inspector, though. Let's have a closer look at the armor as well, because you'll be surprised how bad it actually is. However, let's start off with the good part, and that is the upper front plate. Ends up around 240mm effective if you're shooting straight at it. However, the lower plate obviously is a weak spot, and if you use the gun depression, then the upper plate is obviously impenetrable. So that is quite nice. Obviously, if you're on flat ground, though, you're going to get penned. You're also going to get penned if you hold down, because you have these cupolas. If you do go hold down, you know, they do stick out quite badly, and the armor angle doesn't really change. It's 180mm. So you're going to get penned there quite easily, which is not very nice because the turret is quite strong, but these cupolas are absolutely massive, and if someone has somewhat decent accuracy, they're going to pen straight through these, which is just not very nice. However, it is still quite a well-armored T-rate medium tank, and also on the side you have these skirts, which means you can't shoot heat at it because it's going to not go through heat. Doesn't go through skirts, but obviously the side armor from an angle like this is just not very hard to pen. However, you can bounce some shots if you're trying to side scrape like this, so it is a well-armored medium tank. However, obviously, it's not worth it as an add-on in crates, and it's also not worth 15,000 gold, or 12,000, which is probably going to be sold for next. I'd say it's worth around 7,000 to 8,000 at best. So, let's now get into battle with the T-34-3, because to all intents and purposes, it basically plays the same. Now, it's not quite as good, obviously, that has to be said. The 122 TM is better than this thing. However, it's not as good as the Chimera. So at that point, why would you get it? There's no point in getting the 122 TM because currently it's in crates, which is stupid, obviously. Crates are always stupid. And it's also overpriced. And the next time it comes in the shop, it's still going to be overpriced as well. So if you don't have the Chimera yet, get the Chimera. If you have the Chimera, you don't need or wouldn't want the 122 TM because it's just worse. It's not different, it's just worse. Now, also, this is not great here because I got taken quite a lot of damage, but anyway. How do we do this? Nope. shoot that guy. Load the heat. 270 pen. That doesn't really matter because, while the AP on this thing is horrible, like really horrible, it does have 270 heat pen, so the only really downsides is you reduce your DPM by quite a bit. And that's about it, but you gain mobility, you gain movement, and then you give it up again by having less gun depression. So, yeah, and also the armor. I mean, sure, the frontal armor is less, but the turret armor is quite more. The cupolas are there, but they're a lot smaller. So, all in all, it's just slightly worse. And that's about it. Okay, now, let's do this. We're actually having something good here. Now, I do prefer the Chimera, because higher rifle damage and all that, and also prefer the Centurion 5-1, because it's more interesting. But, yeah, because I like gun depression. Gun depression is very cool. And the 122 TM does have 7 degrees of it, which ain't bad, gotta say. 7 degrees for a tank like that is not bad at all. However, obviously, it is not worth whatever 100 euros or 80 euros or whatever you have to spend on it to get it at the moment. It's not worth to buy it for 15,000 gold, for 12,000 gold. Maybe 6-7k. Maybe then it might be worth it, because obviously the camera was sold for I think 7.5k, something like that. So why would you buy a worse tank for more money? It's also not more fun, it's just worse. So there is that, and obviously if you want more armor, you can just get a better heavy tank. Now, there's only 3 of them left, so hopefully that's gonna sort itself quite soon. Would be nice to get some damage on that object now though, like that. 2k damage, that's not too bad so far. We can get another shot, ideally. Or some ramming damage. Just gonna try to kill the E50 and then run away, exactly. But he did get stuck. So here we go, and now he's gonna die to the Barask. There we go, 2.5k damage in this not quite so good tank. But as you can see, it works. It does work. And a tank is about 2 things: making creds and having fun. And the 122 TM can do that, but just at a price that isn't reasonable. So yeah, with that said, thank you very much for watching. See you for the next one. Goodbye.